everyone, I'm Vanessa from the Bolinas Library, and today we're going to read some books and sing some songs and do some activities, and today we're going to be thinking about families and friends and people in our community that we love and the things that we can do to show them our love, our acts of kindness. How are you doing today? First of all, how are you? Are you good? And how about everyone else that's in your life? Are they doing good? You think so? Maybe? Well, let's start off with our first book called Our Favorite Day. And this is a book by Joowon Oh, with permission from Candlewick Press, about a little girl and her papa. Every morning, Papa wakes up and drinks some tea. He waters his plants and tidies up. And then he gets dressed, puts on his coat, and takes the bus to town. While he walks through town, he has an idea. When he gets to the restaurant, he sits down and orders the usual, "Yes, please." Then he enjoys his favorite lunch, dumplings. On his way home, Papa notices some flowers growing along the path. That night, he goes to bed early. The next morning, Papa wakes up, drinks some tea, waters the plants, and tidies up. Then he gets dressed, puts on his coat, and takes the bus to town. First, he stops at the craft store to pick up a few things. I need some special supplies today. Oh, it must be Thursday, the lady says. Then he heads to the dumpling house. 2 orders to go. Something a little different is happening today. On his way home, he stops to pick up some flowers. Then he waits. Who do you think he's waiting for? Papa! I missed you. Me too. I got us some dumplings for lunch. Yeah, I love dumplings. What are we going to make today, Papa? Let's see what we have here. Straws, string, crayons, and polka dot paper. What do you think we could make? What would you make with straws, string, crayons, and some polka dot paper? Let's see, what do you think they're putting together? Is this giving you an idea? Let's go fly it. That's a great idea. Did they make a kite? Thursdays are my favorite days. Mine too. And here they are, flying their kite together. The end. What do you like to do when you get together with someone special in your family? What's something that shows that you care? In this book, the story with the little girl and the papa get together and they eat some food and they make something special together. That's a nice way to spend time. In this next book, we're going to read about a family, and we're going to see how this family connects and shows their love even when it's harder to see each other. They still find a way. And this book is called Between Us and Abuela, a family story from the border, by Mitali Perkins, illustrations from Sarah Palacios, with permissions from Macmillan. Abuela stars in all of Mama's stories, but my only memory is a voice calling me Angelita. We haven't seen my grandmother in 5 years, but today is La Posada, Sin Fronteras, and we are taking a bus to the border to meet her. We take the bus to Borderfield State Park in San Diego. Mama's needles are clicking away. We're knitting a scarf for Abuela to wear on the long journey back to her village. I did most of it myself, but Mama is finishing it. Juan has a present for Abuela too. Most of The big piece of cardboard is blank, but in the middle are Mary and Joseph, two short sticks with arms. Las Posadas are small squares labeled inns, no room. When the bus drops us off, we walk and walk along the beach. One carries his picture high so it doesn't get sandy or wet. We see the top of the white lighthouse. Mama's hand tightens on mine. That's in Mexico, she says. We walk closer. Two high, strong fences stretch along the border, reaching deep into the sea. Border Patrol officers are waiting. 25 people at a time, the shorter one tells us. Each group gets 30 minutes. We stand in line. Visitors press against the second fence, singing and laughing with friends and family in Mexico. But the fence only has tight, small openings. We might be able to squeeze our gift through to Abuela, but what about Juan's picture? It will never fit. Mama drapes the scarf around my neck. Maybe when he sees her, he'll forget it, she whispers. We wait while another group goes in. A gusty wind makes the palm trees dance. They lean to the Mexico side, away from us. Finally, it's our turn. The gate swings open. Is Abuela there? Sylvia, Sylvia! And I know that voice. That's Mama's name. A pinky wiggles through the fence. Juan, Maria, estoy aquí. Abuela, Abuela. Guapito, she calls Juan, her little handsome. Maria, Angelita, I'm still her angel. Mama's words trip over Abuela's. Cousins, chickens, corn, everything in the village has grown. Abuela drops kisses on our fingers. She is short, brown, plump, and jolly. Hugging her would feel like hugging a chunk of cookie dough. Juan's eye is pressed against a hole. One edge of the picture is in the dirt. Maybe Mama was right. He has forgotten it, at least for now. Is that his present for her? The minutes race by. A priest reads the Christmas story. He leads a carol about Las Posadas. I close my eyes to hear Abuela and Mama sing. For a moment, the fences are invisible. The officer opens the gate. Time's up! Suddenly, I remember the scarf, Abuela's gift. I try to push the end of it through the mesh. Abuela's pinky touches the soft wool. Para mí, gracias, Maria. The officer strides over and grabs the scarf. His fingers squeeze and clutch the wool. Oh, it's taken so long to knit. Is he going to keep it? But he hands it back to Mama. Sorry, he says. We can't let anything through the fence. She drapes it back around my neck. We'll send it in the mail, Maria. But now Abuela can't wear it on the long journey home. The gate bangs shut. We're outside. Juan holds up his picture. What about my gift? Sorry, Papi, Mama says. No way to get it across. Juan's tears become a howl. Abuela calls out her worry. ¿Qué pasó? Mama can't explain. Juan is too loud. She steers him to a bench. There has to be a way to get that picture to Abuela. I glare at the fences. Two seagulls take off from the sand and soar over the border. Suddenly, I have an idea. Mama, give me your knitting bag. She looks up. Why, Maria? You'll see, Juan. I'll get your picture to Abuela. He stops crying and hands it to me. Abuela, esperate. I call to my grandmother. Will she hear? Will she wait? Claro. Maria, she shouts. Everything I need is in Mama's knitting bag. I start by trimming the cardboard into a diamond. My brother doesn't stop me. There's still plenty of space around Stick Mary and Stick Joseph. Next, I lay two knitting needles, one longer, one shorter, across the corners, and fasten them in place with wool. Mama helps me attach one end of a ball of thin, strong yarn to the cross of needles. I poke a needle through the ball to two ends stick out. Better ask permission, Mama says. What do you think she's making? When I hold up my invention, the shorter officer shakes his head, but the taller one takes it and looks at it closely. He smiles when he sees Juan's drawing. It won't be passing through the fence, right, kid? No, I promise. The beach would be a better place, he says. Mama, Juan, and I head to the shore. Juan, throw this stick up when I shout. Mama, be ready with the scissors. What is she gonna do? Juan lifts the picture. I take the string, turn my back, and run. Throw, Juan! At first the yarn pulls taut behind me, but then the wind dies and the picture nose dives into the sand. Juan runs to get it. I spin the string back around the needle. We try again. Watchers on both sides of the border are calling out advice. The patrol officer's voice booms down. Don't give up, kid! For the third time, Juan runs to get the picture while I twist up the wool. We get back to our places. Throw, Juan! I race across the beach. The yarn pulls taut like it did before. I glance over my shoulder. This time the ball unwinds steadily, taking Abuela's gift up and up. Juan's face is tipped back. Go, 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 he screams. Others join in and it becomes a chant. Everyone cheers when the picture rises as high as the fence. Mama, the scissors! With one snip, she cuts the yarn. The wind holds and Juan's gift soars over both fences, straight into Mexico. Shouts come from our side. Where is it? Keep an eye on it. Mexico answers. It's landed. It's in the sand. Your grandmother has it. The crowd cheers. One does a victory dance. She got the present. Whew. Let's see. We can't see through the fence, but I picture Abuela scurrying across the beach. She will pick up Juan's gift. She might even kiss Stick Mary and Stick Joseph. Then she will carry them as carefully as my brother did all the way home. The end. Whether your family is close by or maybe they're far away, whether you can see them right now or you can't, we still have to find ways that we can reach out and connect to them and show them that we care and we love them, even if it means it's a little bit tricky. Today, we're going to make our own kites, and this can be something you can make as a gift for someone in your family or someone that you care or appreciate, or maybe you can make one also for yourself too, because they're pretty cool. So if you take a piece of paper, and you're going to fold it in half, and then you will draw a little line, and then fold against that line, and then match the other side. Then take some tape down the middle, and then if you have a little thin stick or a wooden skewer, I used a pencil. Pencils are probably a little heavy, but just so you can kind of see, tape that together, and then attach some string on the back. And then I decorated mine, and you can make it as fancy or as simple as you want. You could write the person's name on it, the person who you're going to give it to. And I also made a little tiny one, a little tiny kite. Made with some string, and I used a toothpick to keep it straight. And if you make little ones, you can make a bunch of them for all of your family members or friends or someone in your community you care about. And then on a windy day, you can go out and test it out and see if it works. I haven't tested mine out yet, so I hope it works. So that's one little idea of a way that you can make something special that the person you give this to will really appreciate. Let's sing a couple songs together now. This first one's called Some Families. Some families are large, some families are small. I love my family most of all. Some families are large, some families are small. I love my family most of all. Now let's try this other one called The More You Love. The more you love. Ready? Who are the people that you love? And you can either snap if you know how to snap, or you can clap if you know how to clap. Who are the people that you love, whether far away or you see a lot of? Hold a hand to hold, young or old, in your house or next door. People you don't see anymore. On the phone, in a book, in a memory, take a look. In your neighborhood, in your school, in your family. Well, here's the rule. Our hearts are big, and you can be proud of. The bigger it grows, the more you love. Here's a few more little ideas for some gifts that you can make 4 people. And our first one we're going to do is some little tiny books. And we're going to start off by taking a sheet of paper, and then you're going to fold it, and then fold it again lengthwise, and then you're going to cut it up the middle, and then like an accordion you're going to fold the paper back and forth and back and forth. So these are the pages of your book, and if you want a super long story, you can glue them together in the middle and then cut out a little cover and glue that for your cover. And these little stories also, they can just be for you, but if you want to share them with someone, especially if it's someone that you haven't seen in a while far away, you might want to write a little secret special message to them. This is one that Otis did. It's a little book of monsters. I'm not sure who he's going to give this to yet. Scary monsters. Here's another one. It says, "For my grandma, I miss you." So you can get creative, and they can be as tiny or as big as you want, and they can have secret messages, or they can tell a fun story, or they can just have pictures of all the things that you love that you want to share. Or if you want, you can punch a little hole in the corner and you can hang them like little ornaments too. So that's another idea. Another gift idea is you can find some cardboard and some yarn and some scissors, and with the cardboard you cut out a circle. First you draw a circle and then you cut it out, and then you cut along the edges of your cardboard just a little bit in, all the way around, and then you take some yarn and you wrap it around and make some really interesting different patterns. So you can see here, I'm just kind of undoing this one a little bit so you can see. So it's fun to see what kind of different patterns you can make with your shape. And this can be an ornament that you can hang on a tree or in a window or on a doorknob or wherever you want. And it can be, again, for someone special in your family or a friend or someone in your community, or maybe even a teacher that you haven't seen in person yet, but you think about them and you miss them. That's a nice gift. Here's another one. This has a lot more thread on it. It's kind of fun too. In our last book, we're going to read about a story about a friendship between a little girl and another boy, and a big act of kindness that happens. And let's see what happens with Lubna and Pebble. This story is by Wendy Meddour and Daniel Agneas with permission from Penguin. Lubna's best friend was Pebble. It was shiny and smooth and gray. Lubna found it on the beach when they arrived at night. Then she fell asleep in Daddy's salty arms. When Lubna opened her eyes, it was morning. They had landed in a world of tents. Lubna clutched Daddy's hand and gripped her Pebble. Somehow she knew they'd keep her safe. In a big white tent, Lubna found a felt tip pen. She drew a happy face on her Pebble. "Hello, Pebble," whispered Lubna. Pebble smiled back. Lubna told Pebble everything about her brothers, about home, about the war. Pebble always listened to her stories. Pebble always smiled when she felt scared. "I love you, Pebble," Lubna said with a sigh. Then the winter arrived. The winds began to blow. The tents began to flap. Daddy said, "Come close, I'll keep you warm." Soon a little boy arrived. At first he had no words, just blinks and sneezes and stares. This is my best friend, Pebble, Lubna said. The little boy coughed and sneezed, then smiled. Hello, Pebble. My name's Amir. Lubna and Amir became friends. They played hide and seek underneath the stars. But at bedtime, Lubna whispered to Pebble, "You are still my best friend." And one day, Daddy was beaming. "We are leaving. We have found a new home." Lubna felt so happy. And then sad. Amir cried. Why do you think she is happy? And why do you think she's also sad at the same time? That night, Lubna couldn't sleep. She asked Pebble what to do. Pebble didn't answer. But by the morning, Lubna knew. What do you think she's going to do? Lubna gave Amir the shoebox with Pebble and a pen. "What do I do if Pebble misses you?" asked Amir. "Draw the smile back on," said Lubna. "And what do I do if I miss you?" "Tell Pebble all about it," Lubna said. Amir nodded and held the shoebox tight. "Goodbye, Pebble," Lubna whispered. "Hello, Pebble," Amir said. The end. Sometimes the best gifts are the most simple, but what makes them so special is there's so much love in it. In this story, Lubna's best friend was her Pebble, and when she met her new friend, she gave that special Pebble to her new friend to keep him company when she moved away. Maybe this is something that you have done or you would like to do. If you've ever found something in nature that was a special treasure to you, that made you feel good, a little rock or a stone or an acorn or maybe a shell that you found, and perhaps you will pass it on as a gift to someone else when you think they might enjoy it or need it too. Let's sing one more song called In Our Heart. So starting off with, we can put our hands on our own hearts, and maybe you can feel it beating under your chest. Is yours beating fast or slow? Can you feel it? Okay, are you ready to sing? Our hearts are big. How big can they get? Our hearts are brave. Don't forget, our hearts are free. How does it know? Our hearts, they feel. From head to toe, our hearts beat. Sometimes they glow. Our hearts heal. How does it grow? Our hearts hold family. Who's in your heart? Our hearts are creative. Even when we're apart, our hearts remember and they let go. They love and love, fast and slow. Our hearts are big. How big can they get? Our hearts are brave. Don't forget, our hearts are big. How big can they get? Our hearts are brave. Don't forget. Let's do one more project together. We're going to make a bookmark. And this is a pretty simple project where we can just cut out a rectangle on a piece of paper and you can decorate and design it however you want. You can also get some different colors of paper, pieces of paper, and some old magazines and cut out little circles and then tape or glue them together, and you can make your own bookworm. You can use it as a bookmark for the book you're reading, or you can give it to someone else that you care about, or maybe someone else that reads you books in your house. And I hope you're reading lots and lots of books right now with someone special in your house. And here are a list of some more books that we didn't have time to read today, but I wanted to share with you so you can check them out from your library. You can have an adult help you check them out and you can come pick them up. This one's called Wild Berries by Julie Flett. This one is We Are Family by Patricia Haggerty. This is How We Do It, One Day in the Life of 7 Kids from Around the World by Matt Lamoth. And this is a really fun book showing all the different families around the world. This one's called The Family Book, Todd Parr. Papa, Daddy, and Riley by Seamus Kirst. One Family by George Shannon. And I Am Perfectly Designed by Karamo Brown. And these are all very fun books showing all the different kinds of families and how they celebrate each other and show their love for each other. And I hope that you find some special way to celebrate with your family and show them that you care, and I bet they care and love you so much too and appreciate you. And guess what? I appreciate you too. And I miss seeing you in the library and doing crafts together and reading books, and someday it will happen again. And until then, we will have to find ways to share stories together from afar, and we will get very creative with it. So until next time, I will see you later. Bye.